Right now, you are running a background program, a set of mental instructions operating quietly beneath the surface. There is a very high probability that this code is rigged to make you fail. The symptoms of this default operating system are easy to spot. You get an idea, write it in a journal, and let it rot. You start a dozen projects but never see one through to the end. You feel chronically exhausted, running in place but accomplishing nothing. This diagram shows the average OS. It takes inputs of comfort and distraction to feed a continuous loop of stagnation. It prioritizes safety and avoids friction. When it runs long enough, it normalizes defeat, convincing you that surviving is succeeding. Building an exceptional life demands a structural upgrade to your mental programming. You have to execute a hard reset and completely rebuild your mental architecture from the ground up. Average is not a harmless baseline. It is the active enemy of dominion. You cannot rule over your own life until you locate that underlying code of scarcity and fear and delete it entirely. The first major feature of this mental upgrade changes how your brain processes external threats. When faced with a critic or a hater, the average mind panics. It internalizes the bout, assumes the naysayers are right, and quietly retreats from the goal. Look at this graph charting achievement against opposition. The moment you step out of the ordinary, resistance is guaranteed. Notice the divergence. The builder consistently climbs through friction. The critic flatlines at the bottom, paralyzed by jealousy, lacking the dedication to make anything happen. High performers understand this disparity so well that they develop a counterintuitive response. They actually pity the people trying to tear them down. They know their critics would rather sleep than grind, and could never survive the agonizing work required to reach the top. Facing an insurmountable obstacle doesn't mean your dream is too big, or that your destiny is somehow impossible to reach. Intense opposition confirms that your movement is no longer being ignored by the system you are attempting to transcend. When the noise from your critics is loudest, it marks the intersection where your progress most threatens the status quo. The second feature of this upgrade turns inward. It requires mastering your internal environment through a process known as the darkroom. The default system desperately needs a crowd. It demands constant public validation, comfort, and immediate applause just to feel secure in its choices. The darkroom is a period of absolute, intentional isolation. It is the space away from the onlookers, where the unseen hours of obsessive practice, trial, and failure actually happen. Navigating that isolation can be brutal, but the pain, the tears, and the suffering experienced in the dark are not punishments. They are the mandatory tuition you must pay to unlock your full potential. This environment acts as a ruthless filter. It violently separates the people who are truly devoted to their craft from those who are merely distracted by the idea of success. True greatness is always quiet and lonely at the beginning. If you want to hold authority in public, you have to do the grueling work required to master your craft in the dark. The final upgrade dictates a shift in your timeline. It forces you to abandon perpetual preparation and step into relentless, immediate execution. Most people get caught in the trap of almost. They waste years of their lives taking notes, running endless rehearsals, and waiting for the perfect, comfortable moment to finally start. To install this new code, you have to accept a harsh reality. The season of preparation is officially over. This is your active deployment. Deployment means that when the window of opportunity opens, you strike. You move without hesitation, without asking for permission, and without negotiating the terms. High performers fiercely guard their hunger. They know that exceptional opportunities are fleeting, and that an open window cannot be rescheduled for a more convenient hour. It is time to stop shedding tears over scattered focus and borrowed dreams. You have to replace confusion with absolute, unyielding work. This upgrade is a summons to execute your assignment. You must build, regardless of whether you are tired, hurting, or bleeding. Surviving the darkroom allows you to step into the light with a baseline of technical competence that cannot be faked or ignored. Look at this scattered data aligning into a single vector. Your history of isolation was the training required for this stage. Every challenge sharpened your focus. This newfound discipline is the exact tool required to shatter generational captivity in your family line. You are faced with a definitive choice. You can live an ordinary life, notorious for playing small and starting things you never finish. Or you can decide to become the undisputed master of one exceptional purpose. The instructions for your greatness are already loaded inside of you. Your only remaining duty is to refuse to die before executing them.